Hi, everyone. This week we're going to be looking at firefighter test map questions. I'm going to take you through the different types of maps you might see on a firefighter test and all of the questions that are associated with them. Grab a pen and paper. You might want to take notes in this tutorial. My name is Luann and I own S.M.A.R.T Tutoring and Test Preparation Services. Welcome to the Firefighter Aptitude Test Preparation YouTube channel. The first map and its associated questions we're going to be looking at is the street map or the city map. There are 4 questions that you might see on any given firefighter aptitude test. The first question will ask you to follow directions that outline a specific route and then determine the final destination. An example of this is you are facing north on Cundles Road and turn east on Duckworth Street. The next one-way street you will reach is blank. Another question you might be asked is to identify the intersection where a building, hydrant, or a marked corner is. An example of this type of question is, which intersection is corner 3 located at? Moving on, another question you could be asked on a city or street map is to identify the directional location of a building or a marked corner at an intersection. An example of this type of question is corner 5 is the blank corner of St. Vincent Street and Livingstone Street. Lastly, you might be asked to identify the most efficient way to get from one point to another. Another way of asking that question is, what is the most direct route, or what is the fastest route to take? An example of this type of question is, what is the most direct route to take from corner 3 to corner 7 without violating traffic laws? Now, a smart tip for you is the route with the least number of turns is the most efficient route. I'll say that one more time so you can get it down. The route with the least amount of turns is the most efficient route. The second set of questions we're going to be looking at are related to the water infrastructure or water distribution map. This is a city map that has a city's water pipes and hydrants imposed on it. A popular question you might see in relation to a water infrastructure map is to count the number of hydrants on a road or pipeline. An example of this question is, which street has the fewest number of hydrants? Next up, you might be asked to identify the directional location of a shutoff valve. An example of this type of question is a 20-centimeter feeder pipe ruptures at the corner of Cundles Road and Letitia Street. What is the location of the closest shutoff valve that will stop the flow of water? You might also be asked to identify the location of a hydrant on a water distribution map. An example of this question is, the hydrant that you would expect to have the highest water pressure is located at the intersection of blank. Lastly, you will most likely need to practice your legend reading skills to answer questions that are related to the information provided in the legend on a water infrastructure map. An example of this type of question is, which type of hydrant is served by the 18-inch feeder pipe? The last set of questions that we'll look at today involve a commercial or residential floor plan. You could be asked to identify the directional location of an object in relation to a person or a specific landmark. This question can be found on a commercial or residential floor plan and also on a city map. An example of this question is, in what direction is the hospital in relation to the fire hall? Another question you might be asked is to count building features like windows, doors, elevator shafts, and stairwells. An example of this type of question is, how many doors can be used to enter the residence? Next up, you might be asked to identify the dimensions of a particular area. An example of this question is, what are the dimensions of bedroom 1? Lastly, you might be asked to do some calculations and calculate the area or the volume of a particular room. For example, you might be asked to calculate the area of bedroom 1, Or you might be asked to subtract a specific area from another area and determine the difference. A smart tip that I have for you is to record and memorize the formulas for area and volume. As you can see, we use area and volume in mapping, but we also use area and volume in other questions that are related to the mechanical aptitude section on a firefighter test. The formula for area is length times width, and the formula for volume is length times width times height. Now that you know what to expect, if you're looking for practice questions like these, join the firefighter mailing list. You can do so by heading over to smarttutoring.ca or by clicking the link in the About section on this YouTube page. Every Monday, I send out 5 free firefighter practice test questions for you to work on in the comfort of your own home. I trust you found this helpful. If you did, please share this information with other aspiring firefighters who are looking to prepare for their firefighter aptitude tests. My name is Luann. I own S.M.A.R.T Tutoring and Test Preparation Services, and I can be found at smarttutoring.ca. Thank you and have a smart day.